Good morning, everyone. It's been a little while since I've done a Maxime Bernier Twitter roundup, and there's no real... Sometimes I can have a real core around the Twitter roundup. Sometimes there's a real theme to them, but this is kind of a weekend hodgepodge. We had a lot of things happening, and we're heading into a weekend, and there's been a week of lots of news, and I have been struggling to keep up, but I'm getting back on the horse now. So here's Maxime Bernier, and he says, quote, "The supposedly progressive, open-minded, and tolerant left is indeed revealing itself as the most dogmatic, reactionary, and bigoted group in every Western society. They are the new fascists." And he's responding to Piers Morgan, "The left have become unbearable. When did Piers Morgan become so woke?" And this is 2 minutes and 20 seconds of Piers Morgan saying things that you don't expect Piers Morgan to say. We're not going to watch it right now. Link is in the description if you want to watch it for yourself. Here's another Mr. Bernier tweet. He says, "This is how crazy the climate change cult has become." I've noted this a bunch of times on my channels here, but this is in response to a National Post article saying, "Is it immoral to have babies in the era of climate change?" No, because no, it's not. Have babies, please. Maxime Bernier is saying, "She's part of the political establishment, just like the others, in favor of big government, climate alarmist, globalist, pro-mass immigration. Why would she want me to question all this nonsense at the debates? The PPC is taking votes away from her too." And this is in response to Andrew Lawton tweeting, "I've asked Elizabeth May's office for comment twice on Maxime Bernier's exclusion from the official debates. Given May's past insistence that other parties stand up for including the Green Party in debates. No response." Shocking. And the $1.75 billion in compensation to dairy farmers for a small opening of their market will solve nothing. Taxpayers will pay more. Consumers will continue to pay more. More farms will disappear. Another missed opportunity to change this bad system. And this is in response to the Trudeau government giving $1.75 billion in compensation for opening up the dairy market to the United States, and there's some TPP, 2.75% opening to the TPP, which is Asian markets, and the same with the United States market, because that's what Trump wanted for the USMCA to be pushed through, which, I mean, again, badly managed, badly handled, etc. But now, instead of spending $3 billion to unwind the dairy cartel and let it be a fully open market, right? Let the free market allow exports, etc., and perhaps expand farms, make them more profitable, etc., etc., etc. We're just throwing good money after bad and saying, yeah, here's compensation. Here's 1.75 billion because we're bad and we made a bad deal. Unbelievable. So, link is in the description if you want to read about the milk. Mr. Haskell, who is the Cambridge North Dumfries candidate, is tweeting, "How many wake-up calls do we need, Canada? Identity politics is out of control, and only the People's Party of Canada is willing to say enough. A father is hauled before a Human Rights Commission because he declined to let a 28-year-old male stranger babysit his 5- and 8-year-old." And this was a weird one. It was gonna headline, but it was less politicky and more just kind of what? But it makes it in here because what? Basically, what happened is a single father put an ad on Kijiji looking for a babysitter. A 28-year-old responded to the ad. The father decided not to go out, and the 28-year-old took offense at not being called back because the father didn't go out, and took him to the Human Rights Tribunal because he felt it was age discrimination and gender discrimination. What is going on? Personal responsibility, man. At 28 years old, you shouldn't be looking for babysitting jobs. That's common sense, and your family should have told you that. Okay, back to Maxime Bernier. He says, quote, "And how can we take you seriously at ERin O'Toole MP when you want to send more aid, development, and refugee support to Saudi Arabia and other rich countries in the Gulf region to improve relations with them?" Sounds like Justin Trudeau. And this is in response to ERin O'Toole's tweet. "Justin Trudeau has diminished Canada's reputation on the world stage because he has placed his own vanity and liberal electoral fortunes ahead of our national interests. No country takes him seriously." And, well, I mean, that's true. Canada, under Trudeau, has been reduced to a laughingstock on the world stage. It's unbelievable. From Saudi Arabia to the United States to the EU. The EU just shut down fruits being exported into it from Canada starting September 1st. And that was a story that didn't make it into last video because it didn't work, but I'm mentioning it here. Link will probably be in the description. Anyway, it's interesting, right? Back to Mr. Bernier. "She's part of the political establishment just like the others." Oh, I already did this one. Carry on. Here is Mr. Bernier saying the 1 point... Oh, goodness me. Maxime Bernier retweeted this tweet, and this is where I got my 2 polls from. It says, it's a retweet, so it's a part of a conversation, but she says, far better than the purchased mainstream media would have you believe, LOL. And, well, I'll show you the source for both of these polls, but here is the Northern View poll with the People's Party at 67. Spoiler alert, it's higher than that now. And here's Magic 94.9, and they've got Other at 70.77%, which is unbelievably high. Here's the first poll. Here's the Northern View. The link is in the description if you want to check out the source and give a vote if you'd like. But the Conservatives have gone up and the People's Party have gone up since the source. And here's the other one. Here's Magic 94.9. They play everything. And 2 months from today is the federal election. What party do you plan on voting for? Other, 71.04%. It's gone up. It's gone up. The Greens are at 20%. The Conservatives are not doing well in that riding. But this is very interesting, isn't it? Isn't it? Why? What is happening that our polls, our news polls, are so far off this? Right? Are they not unbiased? Are they not giving us good information? It certainly looks like they're not. Back to Mr. Bernier. He says, last September, I stood up in the House of Commons to defend Canadian consumers against the whole political establishment. Today, all the other parties want to shut me out of the leaders' debate because I'm the only one who says something different, and they're afraid. And this, I'm not going to play this video. Link is in the description if you want to watch it. It's from last year. And Mr. Bernier says, I've already done that one. I don't know why all these extra tabs are sneaking in. This is the last tab for this week hodgepodge of Maxime Bernier Twitter roundup. And he says, exactly 1 year ago today, I announced that I was leaving a morally and intellectually corrupt party, and that I would offer Canadians a principled alternative. Mission accomplished. You will have a real choice on October 21st. My goodness, and I can't express my gratitude enough, because the things that are going on with these other parties drives polls that look like this, right? This is not an isolated incident. These polls are seemingly reflective of what people want. And people who are doing Magic 94.9 polls and doing, the Northern View polls. These are internet polls, and I don't have the poll data and the demographics and all that other stuff. There's a lot more that goes into it than just choosing the party that you think will win. But at the same time, having a discrepancy like this is just incredibly large. The Conservatives are not popular. The Greens are not a serious contender for leadership. And, well, nobody likes the Liberals. So it's interesting that they're trying to shove this and make this election about things like the food guide and anything but what Canadians want to talk about. And Mr. Bernier is actually offering those things to be talked about. So thank you, sir. Thank you. I think that Canada would be lost at this point without this option. So, and I really do feel like that. I really feel like without the People's Party and without what Mr. Bernier is in the process of doing, is that important. So, thank you for watching. I'll try this. Check out the People's Party of Canada.ca and have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll leave it right there.